Hey guys, how's everything going? This is JSer. Have you ever used CSS Counters before? I haven't. But in this video, let's take a look at how we can use this powerful tool to render something very interesting. So let's just jump straight into the example. So suppose we're going to implement something like this. You've already noticed that this increment the index here. So could we create them? Well, we could write raw HTML. It's nothing fancy. Or we could just use a script, right? If you're using React or some UI library, we could just dynamically create this stuff. But actually, it could be implemented with just a pure CSS. So fantastic. Okay, another one is like something like this. We actually add the index to the links. Yeah, which is empty links. If the links is not empty, we do nothing. But if there is empty, we just use this number as the text content. Wow, this is super interesting. I have seen this kind of links on Wikipedia a lot, right? There are a lot of such links, but I didn't realize that we actually could implement it with CSS. So powerful these CSS counters are. Okay, another example is nesting counters. So yeah, counters within counters. We could create this like file structure with this bullet what is this list style? I think list. Wow, it's super cool, right? Yeah, if you're going to create some document app to enable user to simply create lists with tabs, well, the intent this will be super cool. So these are all could be done by CSS. If we take a look at the example, we know there's one thing is common in them is that this index, the number information, could be derived from the HTML structure. So, like for this one, it's just simply like this is the first header, second header, third header, and the logic here is that the first link, second link, third link, and this one is first item, second item, first item in the second item, second item in this item. So it's pretty straightforward. The rule. That's how this CSS is working. We use several property. The first one is a counter reset. Yeah, we created a counter with a name. Yeah, and we could set the default value, and its default value is 0. We could add set the value 1 here or something. And the next one is counter increment. It means that when we when the HTML is parsed and rendered, if we meet the selector, it will increment the counter. And increment, this is the target, so this is the name. So this means that increment the counter with the name of section, and default is 1. You can add a second parameter like increment by 2 or something. Yeah. So counter reset actually just to set you could think of like I think internal state of a DOM node there, and then this actually just to increment the internal state. Actually, this one could be omitted. If you just use like this, it will default. It will be treated as a default property declaration like this. And then if you want to render some content, we could use the pseudo elements with this content property. And then this is something new to me actually. Actually, we could use this like a bit sort of like the string lateral, a string template. Yeah, right. This is the list of strings. This is a static string, and then we could use a counter. This is the function, CSS function, and this is the name. So it gets to retrieve the value, current value of it. Yeah, this is the like a React component. This is set the state, and this is get the state, and this is the set the state. Yeah, so this runs for the basic example here. Yeah, the default is 0. So when we first match this header, it will increment it. So the counter becomes 1 now, and it renders 1 section 1. And we go to the second header, it will be incremented. Yeah, let's just if we go to the HTML here, we could increment it by 2. it should be 2. Not plus 2. I'm sorry. Yeah, you get 3, 2, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, pretty simple. Okay, the second example is more complicated. But it's pretty straightforward. We set the counter called length. Yeah, and it's to the root, and then each time we meet a link with the href, and we increment it with 1. So the first link 1, second link 2, but the second is not rendered with 2 because it has content, and we could use this pseudo class empty. This is something new to me as also. I haven't used it and never known it before. But anyway, it means that there's no text between these tags. So yeah, it will not be rendered because the content is only set with the empty link. Oh yeah, if there's text, it will not have this index. Yeah, and then counter, yeah, super simple. And then the third one is a nesting counters. It's a bit of complicated. The thing is that every time we create something, we could, like counter reset here, we could create another counter, multiple counter, just to use it on the element, and that would just create a new internal state of the DOM node. Yeah, see here, which means that each time we meet a order list, we create a section counter. So there's an order list here, order list to here, order list to here, here. So there are 4 lists. So we have 4 counters. This is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one. Yeah, 4 counters. And then because the DOM structure is a tree, right? And these counters already naturally have the nesting structure. So the first counter actually is the parent of the rest of the second one, and the second one is parent of the next 2. Yeah, so we already have this structure, and then we use this a slightly different function rather than counter. Actually, we use the counters. Yeah, we use the counters and specify the name, and this is the section, and this is the concatenator. Separator, yeah, and we combine them together, and this is the empty string, yeah, and then it will collect all the section counters, yeah, from top, from parent to children. So the root counter is 1 now here, and here becomes 2 increment, right? Yeah, increment to 2, and now when we go to this list item, we have 2 counters. The first item is 1. So 1, and then dot. The second counter is 1. Oh no, the first one is 2. Yeah, and the counter here is 1. So 2.1, and then it's a 2.2, and this 2.3, and this a new counter 2.3.1. So yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? One thing is that. Is it possible to add different counter? Yeah, of course. I think the counters actually supports multiple ones. Let's take a look. Counter name. Oh, there's only 1. A name identifying counters, which is a name case sensitive Newton. And counter, the name cannot start with 2 dashes and cannot be none. Yeah, we can only have 1 counter name. Yeah. This is a slight more. Oh, something is changed. Something is changed, right? Oh, scroll. Okay, yeah. Let's take like this one. Okay, list counter. Oh yeah, this is just the style. We change it to upper Roman. Yeah. Cool. Decimal leading 0 comparison low alpha. Oh yeah. There upper alpha, decimal leading 0. There are different types of this list style, or counter style. It means, yeah. Okay. Awesome. Anything other special? Increment. So for counter increment, we could set 0 or any delta value which will be added to the counter, and also we could have multiple one. Yeah, yeah, you can see that the syntax is custom the name of the counter to the increment. So this is like I don't know. Okay. Identity, I think. Custom identity. Yeah, it supports 2, right? Increment 2 counters with the -4. Yeah, I'm wondering if this supports different name here. Let's just take a look. Give it a try. Yeah, why not? Here, counter reset section, and we add a new one here. Actually, let's set here counter section 1, because we add a new one. The counter here, it will use the section 1. No. No. I changed. Did something bad here. Let me add override here. Counter reset. Something. Okay. So now this something. Here. This is 2, of course, because it's used the a section. And then counter is something here because you still use section, so you use 3 here, and this is 4, 5, and then it created this new one. So what if we not only add the increment? Okay, here, let's go to increment. Where's the increment? List item, where's the increment? Yeah, here we could increment like something, so it will be increment as well. And then when we use counters, it should be somewhere. Counter, yeah, counter section. Okay, we could use a second one. Counters. Okay, we add a space and the counter. Here you use something. Oh yeah, you see? We could use different, because why something like this? Yeah, because here for the roots list level, there is no something, right? The something counter is added here, so you can see it starts at 1, 2, 3, and now it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is counted like that. Could we combine them together? Yeah. It's just, if we just remove this one, we could use counter section and use this dot. I don't think so. Yeah, dot, and then use counter, because oh yeah, I see why this counters should only support one name, because if you are supporting different name, you could just use different multiple counter, right? The counter is just a counter is like a recursive solution to automatically add up to all these dynamic depths, right? For here is 2, for here 3, so just like array join method. But if you it's not organized, it's random, different names, yeah, it's hard to know what they are. Yeah, but anyway, let's give it a try. If this counter something, yeah, and then if this is a section, yeah, it doesn't work. Cool. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's for CSS Counters. Super powerful, and hope this video helps you. And actually, I start recording this video because we're going to look at a very interesting topic called CSS containment. There's one example talking about these counters, but I haven't read anything about CSS counters before, so I made this video before that. Okay, hope it helps. See you next time. Bye bye.